What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Here with another awesome interview. We are joined by Angus Dowling of the Babe Rainbow, fresh
Yeah,
off that new
legend.
album. How's it going?
Yeah, really good, man. Just got back from New Zealand. We were just doing like the album launch shows over there. It was so fun. Got back yesterday. We actually got really good surf in Raglan. I don't know if you know that spot. It's like a really long, rocky left point break, and it was just like as good as it gets for us. Not massive, but
No, that sounds great. How'd the shows go?
yeah, really cool. Clean fun. Just sort of like cruised in, did all four and bailed. They were kind of we sort of we based them all like around in like the coast towns around where the surf spots are because that's where the grooviest people seem to be living.
I think you're right. I mean, like Australian bands, I have a history with them. Like I'm wearing my King Gizzard shirt now. I've had the crumpets
Yeah, it looks
on.
good.
I've had so many awesome Australian bands, and they really are the best, you know? That whole
Yeah,
area. I mean, Oceania, just you got it down.
I know fully.
And speaking of getting it down, I mean, the new album's pretty damn incredible. I think it's your best
Oh,
yet. I went on a 45-minute run and I PR'd listening to that album. So I
sick,
mean,
bro. Thanks.
it's got some magic in there to make me do that, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
cool. Well, it was definitely the most fun one to make because it was like the fastest and the least like messing around afterwards with everything, and so that's cool.
yeah, I think that was pretty perfect. I liked how it was groovy but also driving. And so when I was running there, and there's a couple of really nice chill songs, but overall, it keeps going. It keeps cycling. It's like the waves, you know? It keeps hitting you and
Fully.
hitting you and hitting you. It's perfect,
Yeah, bro.
honestly.
Fully.
Do you think that that is like your best album yet? Because I think the consensus is that like we think it is.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's hard not to look back at like the first things we ever did and be like, oh, that was so like clever how like bad it sounds in like a sick lo-fi way. But I mean, like, you know, it's our most recent project, and so it's the best gauge of where we're at, and yeah, for sure, it's the best one. Yeah,
Hell yeah,
album of
yeah. I agree, honestly. And I'm glad you brought up that lo-fi thing, right? Because I was reading some interviews and doing some research, and Stu McKenzie is on this album, doing some cool stuff here and there. And you attributed the lo-fi sound to him, you know? Um, is that what you were going for originally, or did Stu kind of bring that in, by himself and kind of transform the sound?
well, I mean, it was a long time ago when we met him. And I feel like we liked music like that already, but him mixing that first album of ours, that really showed us how far you could like drive that idea into like a mix. Because he sent it back and we were like, holy shit, that's so sick. And so, this next one that we were like just hanging out in London at this festival, and we're like, oh, you should mix it. We hadn't really finished it, and he was like keen as, and we're like, sweet. And then that was it.
I
Pretty
love
much.
that. How did you meet him?
They were just like, before they were like stadium rockers, they were just like playing club shows, and we lived on the Gold Coast and they were playing there, and I guess someone suggested they get us, and we were just open for them and then started playing with them a bunch next few years, and it's pretty much all sweet as.
I love that. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy, like the King Gizzard reign that's kind of encompassed the whole world. I mean, they played when I saw them in Atlanta when I interviewed Luke, it was at a like 5,000 person venue and it sold out in a day.
That's psycho, eh?
It's insane, you know? And speaking of King Gizzard shows, I mean,
Yeah,
Field of Vision,
I know.
crazy
You gonna
lineup.
come?
I wish, bro. I mean, Atlanta can't quite make it out. I still have my fingers crossed, maybe I can
You're in
convince.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sick.
But
Well, we're still going to come to Atlanta around that time, but yeah, shame you'll miss that because that's gonna be cool. They'll show me photos of the farm. It looks so nice.
oh yeah, yeah. Um,
Swimming places and
I'm glad that you already told us you want to come to Atlanta. That's one of my questions, because you're going on that Cali kind of tour, hitting the big cities and like, the
yeah,
southern coast of the US needs some love too,
yeah, bro.
Totally.
Well, we're so keen. We're coming. I'll just be one sec.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Well, during this break, I'm just going to talk about how incredible the album was. I mean, it really is a perfect kind of driving, soothing record. Uh, since I'm here, I'm giving thanks to Pitch Perfect. And yeah, here I was just doing a little bit of an intermission, thanking Pitch Perfect and
Yeah, you do
whatnot.
it, bro. It's got this
Oh,
baby.
hey, how's it going?
Yeah, he's good. I'm just auditioning him for the new role of synth player.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah,
I can
hell
already
yeah.
tell.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can see it in his eyes, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
he's keen. So mad keen.
heck yeah. Um, what baked good would you liken this new album to?
Baked good, like yeah, focaccia for sure.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Or
pick. I
like
haven't heard that one yet.
yeah, focaccia flatbreads even. Yeah, bro, nice. I mean, it's definitely got like impossible pie vibes as well. Um, I mean, like the dish, like broccoli forest is a dish, and that's a baked dish, and that's baked goods, and that's all good.
I agree. Yeah, I I feel like I see a cinnamon roll.
Okay, nice.
You
Spiral
know?
out. The psychedelic
Exactly.
onion. Yeah.
I think I totally see that. And when you're
Yeah,
running,
layers, layers.
I mean, you got it. Like head on. And then when you're running and when you're doing some exercise, you already spiral out. Like you're so
Yeah,
gone. I can't think of anything except
yeah.
for running. And this record kind of complements that really well, you know?
Oh, yeah, cool. Didn't think of it like that, but makes sense.
Totally. Um, we were talking about that lo-fi and that like organicism. I think that's totally on the record with like we talked about the waves. How important is organicism to your music and just like your overall life?
I mean, it's really important, but it's so hard to like talk about just in the realm of the song because it seems organic to me because like I can see the exact ladder of how it was created, less like organic that it was like a purely 70s tape machine with like a 70s only instruments or something like that. So it's not like organic in that way, but the way that I can like track the genesis of the whole song all the way back through it and everyone's individual ideas and parts they did, that's what seems organic to me. And that's, I guess that's what I like the most about these ones because they just happen so fast.
Sure. Do you think that came from the songwriting aspect, or is that just kind of like a spur of the moment kind of happened that way?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just everything. It was like the moment that we were all in, and we weren't really playing. We weren't playing for a couple of months there, and there
Uh-huh.
was this space became available that we always hoped to use. And look, that's from the AMA session.
Oh yeah, nice. A little bit of memorabilia right there.
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess since we're talking about tour already, right? What's been your favorite memory? You've been touring. I mean, you did that tour recently, toured a couple, years back. You're about to tour. What was your favorite memory on tour so far, and what are you looking forward to?
Um, I mean, going to the like Mike D from the Beastie Boys' sons at their like place in Point Doom and recording some songs last time we were in LA was very dope. And so I'm looking forward to going back and chilling with those guys. And our other friend Kyle has this place up in County Line that's just like so fun to chill out and make songs. And I suppose being on the road, it's like as much sort of, hitting some hiking spots and as much as you can get in the ocean and, stop yourself from just like spiraling out of control, drinking and messing around. So I
It kind
look
of
forward
sounds
to
like the
getting back
life,
at that.
honestly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Paradise.
I did an 85-mile hike in New Mexico last
Wow.
year, and I feel like I totally got those kind of vibes, you know?
Yeah,
Like
cool, bro.
there,
That's nice.
there's
Eh?
there's nothing like leaving your phones and leaving everything and just hanging out with some friends and bringing a guitar
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
like messing around for a week straight, you know?
Yeah, that's the best ever.
Totally. Are you like an avid hiker?
I mean, not really because, we live so close to the coast here. I guess we're just focused really on the waves and everything. But,
Yeah.
when it's there for sure. When we were just in New Zealand and if the surf hadn't been there, there's definitely cool little hikes that we had sussed. But didn't end up getting to it just because of how good the waves were the whole time there. So that was perfect.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah,
Do you bring your boards on tour?
I mean, we have. I have a few times, but we didn't because it's quite expensive taking them to New Zealand, and it's also really easy to like, you know, put up a message on the net and ask if anyone's got a few, or like hire some, or you sort of hit up the like the promoter of the show who like live in the area, and they sort of always seem to know someone who knows someone or whatever.
That's awesome. I mean, I just want to talk about that, because like we were talking before, surfing is kind of that one thing I've always wanted to do, but you can't quite get to it down south where I am. I know that surf really influenced your music, especially like the earlier records. How prevalent is it on this current record? And I guess the tour cycle and everything?
I don't know. It's hard to know like how it even really affects it. I guess it just keeps everyone chilled, and it's kind of how we met, and you know, it just sort of is what it is.
So it's the glue.
Yeah, it's the glue, fully.
Nice.
Cinnamon scroll.
I love that so much. Again, like I said, like the waves and everything, I think it's so important to the music and everything kind of really. And tell me, right, like how was it in Australia? Oh, that was cool. That was cool.
Flip.
How's like the scene in Australia currently with, the site and I guess that whole wave of everything exploding? Is it the same as it was when you guys started? And are you guys kind of proud of it?
I mean, definitely. I don't think we're as tapped in as we were back then, but like we just toured with Sydney with this Melbourne band, the Vovos. They were just like a punk group, and they were so cool. And just like that, like they're just rattling and rattling and rattling, just like 10, 20, 30 band names you've never heard just from like just one city in Melbourne, just like this whole scene. And we've sort of got like other stuff going on nowadays and focusing on like coming over to America, but it's definitely like way more massive than I guess it was back then when it only seemed like there was just like a couple of bands. So I don't know if that makes it easier or harder, or I think there's just way more genres and way more people playing.
Honestly, I think that's a good thing. I mean, I've been seeing in Atlanta with maybe not as fun of music like screamo, like kind of depressing stuff, but I love it. It's interesting and it
Yeah,
keeps
and
the people up.
yeah, you got some all the dope hip hop vibes in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, you do. I mean,
That's
it's
pretty
always
good.
going.
Yeah, that's going for sure.
I know Ambrose from King Gizzard was talking about Outcast at the
Yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm very lucky.
Yeah, we've had a good few jams with Outcast.
Oh, actually?
No, with Ambrose jamming Outcast in the van.
Oh yeah. I love that. Something I've noticed just, throughout the 13 minutes we've been talking is like the zen and the coolness and the calmness and the collectiveness. How do you achieve that? And do you have advice for people looking to find that same mindset?
I was gonna say the same thing about you, bro. You seem pretty mellowed out.
Uh,
You get
Thank you,
you got a
bro.
few guitars in the background there.
Oh yeah. They're
I don't really
laying.
know, bro. Drink plenty of water. You know, make good choices, I guess.
It's funny you say stay hydrated because John Dwyer, who's a friend of the show, said the same thing. It's
Wow,
like
there
a
you go.
reoccurring thing.
Yeah.
The waves,
Well,
the
it's
water.
important. It's so important.
Yeah, I mean, and you surf, I row. I mean, I'm on the water like
Yeah.
24/7.
We probably both got stronger arms than legs, although it's pretty leg strong rowing. You don't really
Rowing's
use
a
legs
lot
that
of
much.
legs.
A lot of legs, yeah.
Yeah. So what's next, right? I mean, you're about to go on tour. You just put out a killer album. What are y'all looking to?
I don't know. We sort of started on the next album last few weekends on tour, sort of just making demos with Jack on the just whatever's laying around. And so I guess probably try and get a bit more serious with that in the next few months that we kind of got off before we come over and see you guys in the States. And then I don't know, I guess when we get back from that trip, hopefully we really want to use this studio in New Zealand. It's like the Crowded Houses studio. We just
Oh,
actually
I love him.
we went over and like checked the space out when we were just there just yesterday, and it's just like the sickest place ever. It's like the dream studio. So I don't know. Hopefully, like maybe October, November sometime. Take like all the demos over there and do like a week. Bring the psychedelic family and see what happens. I guess
Love it. I mean,
just
if you're
keep it.
gonna
Yeah, just keep it spiraling.
always
Yeah.
spiraling. If you're going to New Zealand, I mean, do you know like Unknown Mortal Orchestra?
I mean, we've met them. I met them at like the original Desert Days when it was in like the Frank Lloyd Wright place. Remember that?
Yeah, I had the founder of Desert Days on the show last year.
Oh yeah, yeah, sick.
Cool guy.
So yeah, we met them that night, and we've friends in New Zealand know them, but not really.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I would just
they're
love to see that, you know? I mean, they have the
sweet.
lo-fi vibes down, and they still
Yeah,
got
yeah,
some like
sure.
little bit of freaky stuff going on. Ruben's a
Yeah,
great guy.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I would totally
He's
love to
so
see that.
groovy. Yeah,
And speaking of collaboration, I mean, Field of Vision, you kind of got all the pieces there for the puzzle.
I
Are you
know.
planning to talk to anyone?
I mean, definitely. We'll bring our new bestie Camille, a French girl that we met who sort of sings on the whole record. She'll definitely come, and definitely got to Stu's got to get on the voco for like those songs that he's on. So I should probably text him about that. But I don't know. Ideally, some sort of like cold chisel jam band song. Sounds like it would go off really
I
good.
would love that. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you brought up Cammy. Crazy presence over the whole thing. It's kind of like shoegaze, where there's two vocalists and there's like a female vocalist over top the male vocalist, and you
Yeah,
kind of see that sprinkled around. And I love it, you know? It again, grooves spiraling out. You get all those hints like Rosemary almost.
yeah,
Like little
yeah,
hints of freshness. How
yeah.
did you
We
meet her?
I loved it as well. It's just such a cool, especially for me as the singer. It's like such a cool thing to be able to flow with. Is like another tone, another vocal tone in there. I mean,
Totally.
we had this really good buddy Luca, and he used to play in the band years ago. He's like played a bit of drums, and he was like really involved for a few years. He was living over here, and I think just like through him and his friends and the Paris sort of music scene, and you know, we just somehow came across her, and I think Jack just sent her a message and was like, "Oh, do you want to sing on some songs?" And she was telling us this funny story. She was like driving along with her boyfriend in LA, and she was like, "Oh, this weird band just hit me up. You ever heard of them?" And then her boyfriend, who I don't think she's going out with anymore, was like, "Oh yeah, they're dope. I used to listen to them when I was like 12."
You got a beat going on.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's gonna be sick time.
That's pretty funny. I mean, I don't consider you guys like unk. Y'all aren't that old. I've interviewed older. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
like
yeah. No, we don't feel that. We're just getting going for sure.
exactly. I mean, it's the
No,
beginning,
we're kind of like early 30s, 32, 33. Maybe
dude.
Jack's 34 around
Super
that.
young.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we got heaps left. We got legs.
12 years old. I like 12-year-old with like a great sense
Well,
of
no,
taste.
well, I mean, to put it into perspective a little bit, Cami is, I think she's only like 23. She's way younger than,
Oh, yeah,
and I think
okay.
the guy that she was going out with was even younger than her. And so this is only probably like 6 years ago that he was 12. But yeah,
Well,
it all worked perfectly as it usually does.
I love it. I think that that's kind of like the essence of this album. Things going kind of perfectly. Did it go like that? I mean, was the recording sessions kind of seamless? And then, I'm assuming sending stuff to Stu was pretty easy.
Yeah,
Overall,
that
were
was
there any
pretty,
like trip
I
ups
mean,
or
yeah,
anything?
that pretty much just like unorganized fun that then just sort of like any idea, like sort of cleans itself up as it like just spirals, moving forward. Just like,
Sure.
yeah.
And tell me about the tape machines. Do you guys always record on like the 70s tape
No,
machines?
we don't. But the place that we did that at didn't have it. And then Pond just did this session there. And they really wanted to use one, and he'd been like umming and ahhing about buying it, and so now he's got a sweet one there. So we're looking forward to going and using that now. So cheers for Pond for paving the way for us.
Tape machines are so cool. I remember I had a pretty long conversation with Ruben from Unknown Mortal Orchestra about just the weirdness, and how it's kind of messed up and it kind of screws around a little bit and you can warp it.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh,
magic.
so cool. Yeah.
And I love albums that are recorded on it. Something that I think gives that film essence is your album cover.
Oh,
Kind of
yeah, fully.
vintagey, kind of, you got that symmetry. Tell me the process behind that.
That was just like a friend of ours who shoots he's like a surf photographer, but he's actually worked a bit with the King Gizzard guys recently. He just had some like Leica made some housing for some particular old film camera of his, and he'd just come up because he just wanted to like shoot a bit of surf stuff, and we were just chatting to him, and he came up, and it was just sort of like a friend of ours family sort of opened this hotel, or were involved in the opening of this hotel on the same time that he was up here, and we were surfing. They had like a little launch dinner, and so we all went with him, and it was just this really nice afternoon, and they had the big pool, and he just like got in the pool and was just like shooting in the pool randomly, and then we were just like sitting on the side of the pool, and that was just it. It's just like literally just us sitting in on the side of like a really fancy hotel pool.
I think that couldn't have been more perfect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then Leaf, the that cool Berlin artist, he sort of warped it a little bit and helped sort of make it all seem, you know, like it made sense
It's
when he
trippy.
felt. Yeah,
Like it's
trippy. Yeah,
something I'd see if I was like half awake, like Friday night, so confused. I love it.
yeah, yeah.
And
That's totally what we're going for.
it kind of fits the whole aesthetic and everything. I I just love that um you're just there. I love it so much.
Oh yeah, this funny baby. Yeah, he's so funny.
How old is he?
He's two. Oh, he's about to be two.
He's he's
Yeah,
got that energy. You can tell there's like a bright future.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's keen for sure. And it's actually been really wet here for about a month, which is a shame because when it rains a lot, the rivers run out and the surf gets a little bit brown, and like
Oh,
it's
I
just
get
not
what you mean. Yeah.
it's just not ideal. But it's supposed to start. It's kind of like clearing up now, and it's looking good for the next couple of weeks, and we'll be back.
That's good to hear. It's the same with rowing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Whenever it rains out, it just sucks because we can't really go out.
yeah. You want it to be nice.
Yeah, important business call. Well, I mean, we're already talking about your baby. What are your favorite parts of life right now?
Definitely chilling with the babies is good. Doing drawings, getting better at just freestyling with stuff, and like living on the constant go. And we go camping a lot, and that's just like so fun. Teaching them about like just being in the wilderness and making fires and cooking and fishing and stuff like that. But I mean, playing these new songs off that record, we're probably doing like half of the record at the moment in the show. It's
Heck
so
yeah.
fun. It's like really like such an energy boost in the set to be able to do these like cool new ones in there. It's just like everyone, I don't know, it's just so much easier to get like really really energized behind because it's like fresh and it's kind of like exciting to, I guess, anyone in the crowd that has already listened to it or have never heard it or have never just been like brought to the show by like their random mate that never even heard of us before, and then got all these like cool new sort of mellower dubby ones in there.
Yeah. I mean, I love the drums in a lot of these songs, like especially the first half of the record, are so
Yeah,
techno, like Aphex Twin like. It's
yeah,
trippy.
sick. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
sick.
good. And I totally said that work. The fact that you're taking the baby out to camp is like
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's a peak father son family bonding experience. I don't think I'd be who I am without my dad taking me to camp every weekend.
Oh yeah.
It's very
It's so
important.
good, man. It's the most fun stuff ever. And I mean, this one, I got a bigger one too, but this one's at this age now where he's like, favorite thing is I like paddle him like sort of right out the back in the waves, just on like a soft board, and just we just sort of lie down together and catch him on like smaller days, not when it's like hectic or anything. And
Uh,
it's just so good. It's like screaming fun.
that's kind of the point of life, you know? Just have
Fully,
fun.
bro, yeah, fully. Yeah,
Be
just
without
enjoy it.
worry. That's great. And like like I said, camping, teaching kids how to fish, all those things are just so important to everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's just as much about like shit, trying to think of how like riding waves and stuff has got anything to do with how you'd write songs or anything. It's just like anything like that. Just somehow
Yeah.
it's like perspective on something, how you would word something or what kind of chord you would shift to or
Yeah.
anything like that. Hey,
What do you think you've found out about yourself through your surfing like career?
I don't know. Definitely that I'm like nowhere near as good as some people are. I don't know. It teaches you like to be patient, teaches you that I don't know. It's like it takes you to these parts of the world that you almost feel like you shouldn't be allowed to be in because they're so untouched, and you're just like in the ocean riding, and yeah,
Have you ever been scared of the ocean, or has it been like
yeah,
a friend?
definitely. My dad's a really gnarly surfer, and when I was younger, he used to make me go out in like stuff I was really uncomfortable with being out in now, like massive surf. It's just like way too gnarly. But yeah, it's you know definitely go out on a rough day a little bit too keen and you can pay for it.
Oh yeah. What's your favorite memory surfing? I mean, I totally agree with you. I've been skating a couple times when I shouldn't have been skating, and you
Yeah.
pay the price,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
even
you
running
pay for it
anything
hard.
really,
Yeah.
you
Oh man,
know?
I've broken my arms heaps of times skating when I was
Uh,
younger.
I've broken
I don't
my
know.
same finger like 8 times.
Oh, just want the same finger?
Yeah, I keep breaking my pointer.
Wow, it must just be the way you land, eh?
Yeah, I mean it's I do it basketball, or I fall off my skateboard, or I'm scootering, or I trip when
Yeah,
it's always something.
yeah, fully.
Yeah, but tell me about your the surfing.
I mean, it's just like every time you go is a new level of how good it is, even if it's so bad. But I mean, as I was saying with the boogie boarding, you're like stoked babies across waves, especially if you like take the fins out of the boards and you can like slide sideways
Yeah, yeah,
on
yeah.
a wave with a baby screen with a like baby loving it. It's like it's pretty good. That's a good vibe.
That's that's the epitome, I think, of what you're
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
reach.
Yeah,
That
yeah, that's
excitement.
the higher goal.
Have you ever tried doing other things that kind of reach that high? Like you didn't say you hike, but I'm thinking like, are you a runner? Do you paint?
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a runner. I'm actually quite a big tennis player, so
Ah,
it's it's a different thing, but it's just like, a similar like mental space or something.
yeah, I
And
used to do tennis.
yeah, really good. And like ocean swimming and I don't know, anything that just sort of like puts you, like I don't know, just like removes you to yourself or something.
It puts you in a bubble, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's a good
Bubble.
time to think, to reflect. I love that. Well, we're kind of we're nearing the end of our interview. I'm never going to pay for Zoom because it's too expensive and I don't make money.
What is this? Is this not Zoom?
This is Zoom. No, I'm saying like this is the free version, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, paying is already kind of bull
Oh, and
crap.
so what's the go on? Are
We
you
got like
like,
10 minutes.
like you get an hour, you get half an hour or something. You get
Yeah,
40 minutes.
head
That's
on.
pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, hey, it works. So tell me, what are 3 moments that really got you to know this is what I want to do with my life?
I was thinking about that the other day, and I was like, if I already made the decision that this is what I'm doing with my life, I guess so. But I mean, like, I met this really cool lady recently. She opened a bakery in town here, and she just like had nothing to do with being a baker or being even anywhere near like the world of hospitality ever in her whole life. And she's probably mid 40s, and she's such a cool lady, and she's just like decided and just now has this like dope bakery, and it's just like seems so authentic. And she's just like having this sick time chilling at her bakery, knowing what everyone wants, making cinnamon scrolls. But yeah, I don't know, three moments. It's like um I feel like when we were really young and we started, we used to live together, and Elliot, the bass guy, had this bookshop that we used to chill at, and somehow he convinced the guy, one of the like guys from Canned Heat, to just like play there one night. Just like, I don't know how he did, and he just came and he played, and he was just like playing Canned Heat songs. He wasn't. It's obviously not the like dead singer or the like really big biker dude. I guess he was one of the guitarists at some point, but he's just like singing and playing all the songs. And I definitely think that that was like we were all there, the three of us. This is way before we met Miles, who's drumming. And I remember we were all like, just thought it was the sickest shit ever. And yeah, Jack sort of played guitar lots, but none of us were musical. We were like, yeah, I don't know, just stoner surfer dudes. And then we were definitely like, that was definitely a moment. Another one was we met the La Femme guys in Paris once, like really quite early on. And at that point, we were like so core 60s, like so core 60s beats, guitar tones, nothing like excess, definitely no shoegazy extra female vocalists or any stereo lab vibes at all.
Yeah.
And they just sort of like fully were the ones that introduced us to all of that vibe. In the space of like 2 weeks, we just stayed on the floor of their apartment, and it was like literally the day after the big Paris attack. Remember that?
That was at a what was it? Eagles death metal show, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like literally the day after that. Just making sure this baby's not killing itself. Wait, what are you doing? Where are you trying to go? Here you go. Yeah, it was the day after that, and I remember they were all like, they were like, oh, it's so sick that you play day after this massive thing, and we didn't, I think it was before we really, anyway, meeting them and just getting shown all their stuff. And they had this studio in like the cellar of this castle that was like sort of out beyond the ring, and they had like this huge reverb plate they'd made, and they're just all their synth stuff and drum machines, and we're just like had never seen anything like that before.
I can
And
imagine your eyes just open seeing that, you know?
third, I guess just like coming to America so often now, or like a couple times a year, and doing, like maybe one day we'll get massive enough that we'll be able to like get a bus or like fly. But, definitely for the last 10 years, we've just been like driving in the splitter van, which is pretty gnarly, but it's so sick because you just like crank highway American music just because it fits the landscape so well. And just like plowing through all of that music from the last, 70 years, really, all the way through, and just getting like really pumped on all of that, and then just trying out random covers and going into random studios. And they're probably like the three phases of the band, really.
I feel like you guys are getting to the point where you're big enough. I mean, you're playing like 1,000 people venues now, you know, and selling them. Maybe
Yeah,
it's on the
well, yeah.
horizon.
I guess it's like pretty expensive, the visas and coming over there. And true, I don't. I
Mm,
mean, I guess I never really looked into it at all. I just assumed it was beyond it was beyond the costs. But
yeah. Are you surprised at the appeal for the Babe Rainbow in the States?
yeah, I mean, definitely, especially after like how many bad shows we've played over the years. We're definitely like starting to get good now. And I can tell because you get feedback, whereas maybe you would have never gotten any feedback before. We definitely like were notoriously terrible live band for a long time. But I feel like these new songs and this great friend of ours who's a New Zealand guy as well, who sort of just like really took us under his wing and like designing the set and what we should really be doing and what we shouldn't be doing more. Sort of just like getting cleaner and better and sounding more like what we want to sound like and what we do sound like on the record or whatever. So that's good. And for
Well,
anyone thinking of coming to a show.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna, when everything gets announced and it's said and done, totally gonna bring some friends and just vibe out
Yeah, yeah,
to,
cool.
the
Atlanta, Georgia.
the stoner surfboard dudes on stage. Be a
Yeah,
fun night.
cool. Stone Pop.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, putting time out of your day just right off
What's bro?
tour to come talk. It was great. I hope you
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
I did.
And I can't wait. I can't wait for, an EP that comes out later. Oh shit. Or like an album that comes out, or when you guys come to Atlanta and rock our socks off.
Yeah, man, sick.
Hell yeah. So
Yeah, definitely a little EP or something later in the year, I hope. Or like we'll just go for the full double album.
that would be that's a King Gizzard move right there.
That's a power move for sure, right? Yeah.
Everyone else
Yeah.
is playing chess, but you're playing checkers.
How many did they do that year? They're like, was it
Like five,
they
right?
was it five? Yeah. We can go for 10.
No, 12. Every single month you drop one.
Oh,
And it gets
true. 12. It's
progressively
perfect. It's a
crazier.
dozen. We've all got chickens. So it works well with the farm lifestyle and the
Yeah, you
chickens.
can do like a homesteading album.
It's a neat dozen.
Perfect.
Yeah, one a
Well,
month.
I can't wait. Make sure to connect on Instagram or whatever, and I hope you have a fantastic, it looks like you have a fantastic day.
Yeah, yeah, we're on it. We're gonna get out in the sunshine. We're gonna rip.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna go surfing, right?
Yeah, bro, for sure. Let's do it.
Heck yeah. All right, you have a good night or
See you, brother.
day.
Ciao.